Hello friends, it is me, and I'm here to do what I promised I would a while ago, and that is to talk about some piece of advice you may have questions about. The piece of advice that I'm answering is not something that was given in comments or anything like that, because I'm not a YouTuber, so I don't exactly have a grand following to drop lots of questions. However, it's something that is so common that they've made a theory about it. So you may feel like I'm talking about you, but in fact, I'm talking about everybody. They didn't just make this theory because it's uncommon. They made this theory because it's so frequently a concern that they wanted to try to develop an explanation and a way to work through it. So this theory is called the family systems theory, and it has lots of different components in it, but one is on the assumption that whatever behavior is being engaged in is unhealthy and needs to change. So the question is something to the effect of, how do I get my family member to stop doing X? And that X could be gossiping about you, or talking about you to another person, maybe even another family member with the goal of trying to help you, but it's really not helpful at all. Keyword there is it's gossip. And the label in family systems therapy that is given to this is triangulation. There's my dog Blake. You can hear him. He's like a bull in a china shop. He doesn't know how to walk. He stomps. And he's come up on the bed with me to hang out. Anyway, it's called triangulation. Think of it like exactly what it sounds like. It's a triangle. You got two people in a dynamic, and one of the two people reaches out to another, a third, say for example, your sister or brother or cousin or whatever, and tries to bring them into the relationship dynamic. So with that said, what I would recommend that someone do is determine whether or not this is a toxic relationship. If it is not a toxic relationship, I would then try to work on boundary setting. Now, this is something you could Google, and it's pretty cut and dry. It's emotional boundaries, not physical boundaries. Although, I mean, if you want to make some physical boundaries, go for it. If you're a child in a home, you can't exactly put physical boundaries with your parents. So, I mean, I'm of the generation where we took the door off the hinges if you decided you thought you needed privacy when you were a child. No, there's no such thing as privacy if you're under the age of 18 and living under my roof. Not a chance. Anyway, emotional boundary setting is where it's value-based. You're going to determine what is valuable to you emotionally, and you're going to put some kind of goals in place so that if this other person comes and tries to break those boundaries, which is what they've done in the past, you have emotional walls put up, in so many words or less, that prevents them from challenging that and doing the gossip. So for example, if they're gossiping about you, instead of sharing that information with them, you would maybe limit what information you share with them so they can't go sharing it with everybody else. That's a really cut and dry one. It can get as deep as saying it is a toxic relationship and therefore you cut the relationship off entirely. Now, the goal of any kind of counseling is not to do that. However, on occasion, it can be identified that the relationship is truly toxic. And when a relationship is truly toxic, then the discussion happens of cutting off all ties, breaking that boundary in such a way that it almost is like physical walls put up, but it's emotional. You no longer engage in any kind of activity with that other person at all. It's like a breakup. Or say you're a teenager and you want to be your own adult, it's emancipation. So what my suggestion to you guys out there If you have such a relationship going on in your life, whether it's friends, coworkers, family, or whatever, that maybe is a little bit, you don't want them to do that, then go Google boundary setting and try to come up with some ideas to help that behavior stop. And it's out there. Information is really easy to find. Talk to you later, friends. Hope you have a wonderful day. Choose kindness. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime to do it, and you don't have to pay a dime to receive it. So enjoy. Bye.